So I'll be giving out honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father, and on the beginning of the Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rechah Kodash. Next up, the honors to my apostles, the elders, the great millstone, who taught me the 100% truth of the Bible, and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. I just want to jump right into a little bit of an edifying lesson. The title is going to be Recompense is Coming, man. So we're going to jump right into it. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6, and it reads, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High, right, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." Right. So who's that you talking about? It's talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The true biblical Hebrew Israelites, right? And it is a righteous thing, right? So when we go into these things about how the Lord is going to come back and He's going to put our enemies under our foot, and how we're going to be on top again, and the Lord is going to pay these heathens back for what they did to us. It is a righteous thing, right? So I'm how we're going to have these heathens in 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, right? Because it is a righteous thing, right, to the Most High, to recompense tribulation. What is tribulation? Trouble, right? They have put us through. What the heathens have done to us. We're the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Right? We're the Lord's chosen people, man. So it is a righteous thing for the things that we go into to happen, man. And it's already, and there's nothing that can be done about it, man. These other nations are going to get back exactly what they gave to us, chiefly the so-called white man Esau Edom. Right? Did we endure 500 years of hardcore slavery? Right? Did we, didn't we have to come over here on cargo slave ships? Didn't the so-called natives, right? Didn't this devil commit mass genocide, right? Before the transatlantic slave trade, the Trail of Tears, right? And many other things, man, that this devil has done, man. But what? He's not alone in it either. These other nations, right, helped with the transatlantic slave trade, right? The Arabs, the Hamites, they were all, they all came together to do these things, man. But chiefly the so-called white man Esau Edom, he's going to get it the worst, man. Right? Which we're going to get into, Lord's will. So let's jump down to, but again, the point being what? That it is a righteous thing for these things to come. When we say that all these things are going to come back on the heads of these heathens, these heathen nations, it is a righteous thing to the Most High. The Most High is with that, right? This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9, and it reads, "If any man have an ear, let him hear." Verse 10, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." Right? Isn't that what we just through the Spirit, we were just going over that, right? Who led us into captivity, right? Who financed the transatlantic slave trade? Those 1948ers, right? Again, those so-called Arabs, right? Helped with the slave ships. Those Hamites, they're the ones that took us out, pointed us out, because it's easy, for them to differentiate, who's Israel and who were actually Hamites. And plus, we were, even at that time, we were keeping some of our own customs too, So we were, even though we do look like Hamites and we blended in with them, they know who they are. Even to this day, those Africans, those so-called Africans, know that we're not African, man. You know what I'm saying? They know. So, saying all that to say that this devil wasn't alone in the things that he did, even to this day, right? So let's read on. It reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." Right? "He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." And right, and really going into this devil, man, because he was blessed with the sword, right? And that's all that he's been doing. That's why he's been killing Jake. He's been killing Jake ever since he made that covenant with himself, man. that after the days of mourning for his brother, he was going to mourn for his father, so like Isaac, right? That what? He was going to slay Jacob, right? And that's what he's been doing ever since, man, right? We can go on and on and on and on and on about the things that this devil has done to us, man. Our evil twin brother Esau, man. The scripture say that what? The thief only comes but to steal, kill, and destroy, man. Right? That's his MO. That's all he does. And his blessing, which is a sword, which today, modern day sword is what? A gun. Right? That's why you see you got this marching, got a Jakes marching down the street, talking about hands up, don't shoot, right? You got cops who get acquitted, kill an unarmed so-called black man, unarmed so-called Native American, unarmed so-called Hispanic, right? And then get what? Get acquitted, leave with pay, because this devil said in his heart that he's going to utterly slay Jacob, man. Right? And it reads again, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. But who are the saints? The saints are the Israelites. This is our faith. This is our patience. That when the Lord comes back, because we're waiting on the Lord to get to avenge us. Right? We're not going to gird up guns on our own. We're not going to, start a militia group and try to fight this devil. No, we're going to wait on the Lord. And where patience goes into suffering. We're suffering patiently for the Lord to come back. Right, while we're in this captivity, while we're in this hell, for the Lord to come back and avenge us and put our enemies into captivity up under us, man, up under subjection up under us, man. This is the faith and the patience of the saints, man. It's Obadiah 1:10, and it reads, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." And this is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to be cut off forever, as we're going to read more in Obadiah. But what? For their violence against because what Jacob and Esau, we are brothers, right? But what? This devil has done nothing but bring violence against us, man. Right? And for that violence, shame shall cover you. That's why you see them with this critical race theory and trying to take slavery out of the textbooks, and right, because they're ashamed, man. This is the story of it. They don't want to. They don't. That's why they always saying to forget about it and let's come together, let bygones be bygones, right, and all this and that, right? Because they're ashamed of what happened, and they don't want that recompense to come back on them, man. This is Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, right? Because this devil thinks that he's going to be able to, have his foot on our necks forever, man. Which is not the case. It reads, "And will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." And those strangers are the Israelite foreigners, man, right? Because Israel was scattered across the four corners of the earth, right? Amongst every nation on the four corners of the earth, right? And due to what? Due to the curses, I believe that's Deuteronomy 28:64, if I'm not mistaken, because we fell off from the Lord, and he scattered us amongst the four corners of the earth, amongst every nation on the four corners of the earth. So that's those Israelite foreigners who are going to be joined back unto us, man. Right? And it reads, verse 2, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." This hasn't happened yet. This is a future prophecy, right? That everybody who is in every nation has had the Israelites up under subjection some point in time in history, man. Right? And then today, they still have us under subjection. They might not have rule over us like Esau does, but what? That's why you got, your Chinese stores in every hood. That's why you got the beauty worlds in every hood. All these beauty worlds selling weave to so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, but ain't none of them owned by Jays. They are owned by Moab, right? The so-called Chinese. Right, that's why you got the 7-Elevens, up in New York and up there in New York and those states up there. You got every morning, Jake going where? Going to the bodega to buy bacon, egg, and cheese from Ishmael, right? So they're sucking us dry, coming to our neighborhoods, selling us shit they wouldn't even do themselves, man. Right, putting money in their pockets, right? And living fat off us, right? But what? I'm going to read that again. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. What do you do? If you possess something, what is it? It's your possession. You own it, man. Right? It shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And like I said before, this is yet to happen, man. This is a future prophecy. We're going to have these nations under subjection, man. Again, this is the patience and faith of the saints. This is what we have our hope in, right? That's what faith is. This is our expectation, man, right? That this is going to happen and the Lord is going to hold true to his promises. So let's move on. This is Obadiah 1:15, and it reads, For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Right? Isn't that fair? That these heathens, they've had us in subjection. They've been living off us. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we are the number one consumers. They've gotten rich off us. You know what I'm saying? They So wouldn't it be only right if they get the same thing? It reads on verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, talking about Israel, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. And that's right, man. So just as you've done to the Lord's people, because we are the Lord's chosen people, right? Just as you've done to us, the Lord is going to have us do the same unto you, man. Right? Verse 17, but upon Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And we just read that in Isaiah 14, right? A part of our possessions, the whole world was made for our sakes, but a part of that possession is you heathens, man. You other nations. Now, let me read this on before I make that point. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. Meaning what? We're not going to be, we're coming together as a whole nation, man. Right? Northern kingdom, southern kingdom, we're going to become together and united as one. It reads, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. That's right. Like we read earlier in this chapter, for the violence against our brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and you should be cut off forever. Esau, Edom, is going to get the worst out of all these nations. These nations is going to endure 500 years of hardcore slavery, right? But then these other nations are going to go back to the lands that we appoint them to, man. That we allowed them to have. But Esau is going to be it's going to be stubble, man. We're going to gather up all the Edomites after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. And we're going to put them in the bonfire and burn them up, man. There shall be a people no more, man. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible, man. You're not going to see a white person ever again after they served their 1,000 years of slavery, man. And then, it is what it is, It's just, it is what it is, man. And it's rightfully so, man, because these devils have done nothing but destroy the earth and put you jakes to flight, man. He's done nothing but wickedness, man. He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. So what? Recompense is coming, payback is coming, and it's a righteous thing to the Most High. And Lord willing, that was edifying. Until next time, shalom. Peace and love to the elect.